Kamsky. This is No Ace Unrestricted. Look at me talking like this is going to be the run, and this will be the VOD, so I can explain at the start of the run. And the VOD will then have an explanation of the category. But we're going to go ahead and assume this is the run. So this is No Ace Unrestricted. 80% No Ace is the most popular category of Wild Arms right now. And 80% No Ace, the requirement that makes it distinct from Unrestricted is that the route has to work on PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 using version 1.1, which is the initial release of the English version and the second release of Japanese version. And this is Unrestricted, which means you can use any official version and the route doesn't have to work on PS1. This route's specific to the PS4, which is why it's the Unrestricted category. We'll be doing some janky stuff that make this way faster than 8% No Ace proper. The splits I'm comparing to are really old. They're from Double Talk. They're from the Cursed Hollow run, where it was PS3 exclusive, where you exit Mounted Pass as Cursed Hollow, and that lets you warp around the world map and get the ship early. This will be way faster than that, as we'll be using hollow memory manipulation. That later. Yeah, prologues. Always be prologue. Game just becomes less game and more prologue. Or more prologue in terms of ratio of... Bum, 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 bum. Not a good start. Failed like 10 runaways. Oh, it was like 5 runaways with the balloon. Setting up my practice file. Alright. I should probably set a threshold for failed run, but first run of the route, so unless we die, we'll keep going. And there are safe strats that I'm not using. I want to go fast. And this is pretty close to how the route will end up looking. Super speed. There is one thing I'm going to do later on, which I might cut out later. But it's a fairly minor thing. During the Boomerang 3 fight that I do for a bit more safety. Because that fight's a nightmare in category. You're trying to get... Because there are things that happen to Cecilia. Both good and bad things. Make that fight interesting. Things we've never seen happen to Cecilia before. And Jack to a certain extent. Goblin. And this route is also even more so than just PS4 version. The reason I'm running on Japanese is that this route is specific to the Japanese version because of the way hollow memory and manipulation works. How it affects memory differs between the versions, and the way it affects Japanese memory is better for this category. Also, I'm using a turbo controller. Long live turbo. Never said a bad thing about turbo in my life, I swear to God. And you'll start to empathize with use of turbo, regardless of your stance. I'm pro turbo. There's a flag on the leaderboards you can set. Don't separate the leaderboards, turbo, no turbo, just indicate if you have used it or not. I don't think anyone's done a turbo run. This might be the first turbo run? I don't know, maybe some of the AP run. Turbo, I'm probably. It was more acceptable in that community back in the day. There will be a point in this where I'm holding down the turbo button and doing nothing else, not dialogue, for over a minute. That'll be fun. No miss, no miss. First round of shots anyways. I healed early. That's potentially okay. Counter? No. Alright, no missy, no missy. High damage. There we go. More high damage. Skill, humor, relatability. I got that all, baby. I don't know, maybe not relatability. You plebs can't relate to this. Down. Oh yeah, I forgot to check if I can actually see the surveys. Because it says I can see them, right? Totally forgot as soon as I stopped streaming about everything. Look how much time I'm gonna... Bandanas. Of course I'm comparing against English splits, so... That's also pretty bad. Regardless. But I didn't take First Hollow too seriously. Since No Ace Unrestricted didn't exist at that point. It was kind of a marathon run, not something that we actually tracked. Bam! 9 on the dot. Dot. Thank you, Cliving. Definitely will need luck for Not doing all-out strats for Boomerang yet, though. Try to get this run done before I switch to the... Zaga. Alright. Alright, guys. Dokoni Aruma. So if you just hold right and the turbo, just run fast as you can. Dang it, balloon. Don't ruin it for me. Come on! All for naught. If I was running straight, that would have been out of... I was going. Shouldn't be out of bounds. Oh! Counter. That went first. Going down turbo doesn't work when you want to attack the second guy. So... terrible first encounter. But 3 encounter, Memory Temple is the better side of average. 5 failed runaways, not so much. My turbo controller is 20 Hz, so not quite optimal. Optimal for a 60 FPS game would be 30 Hz, where every other frame input. 20 Hz is really good still. Way better than human. There is a lot less mashing apples. A whole lot of mashing another menu. We won't move. Considering JP versus English. It'd be really bad if we lost time. Zero. No. I was about to say zero encounter. Way before I was at Adelheid. Curse you, pillbugs. Run away, run away. You don't want this. Alright, one. Of the textures on. Ah, Jack must be bad luck. Gobbler. That's expected going from Memory Temple to Adelheid, though. Watch me die in this encounter. Both pillbugs attacked. Thank you. Well, I picked up an extra power apple because I gotta sell it here. You know, a bit more shopping than usual. Standard here, but then we want pinwheel, toy hammer, and holy symbol. What's up, Shikuku? And the extra status items we picked up are for the hollow memory manip, and also for item gen. Ashiwo. The Shrine Maiden? Wonder what that can do. I think it might be the equivalent of Shrine Maiden. First two kanji. Gaia. 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 It's Phil Gaia to me, damn it. RTA? I'm really scared about double talking here. There's a lot of dialogue. I don't know exactly where they end. Here? Yep. Helg. Nurgle, really. That's white magic by mistake, didn't it? Oh, I'm an idiot. Everyone forget this just happened. Remove it from my notes, I'll remember. So I don't think I need to do carrots. So I'm gonna skip that part. Close enough? Close enough? Always take the preemptive. Level 1 strats. Probably gonna be level 1 anyway, since it was only one book. Again, encounter right here. Okay. Okay. I would have got level 2 if I killed that one book. But probably won't. Or probably won't. I need 16 experience from them. Ah! It was the right decision. Just didn't work out the right way. Perhaps. No, it was... should have fought it, because fighting it and getting level 2 would have been the best case. Should have aimed for the best case. Oh well. Be that way. Dang it. Getting the early heals both times. Counter! Counter! Late heal when it doesn't matter. Damn, that brutal attack. As per usual. The early final attack at least. Yeah, would have been a good prologue if I didn't find Analyze twice. And if I punched the book like I was supposed to. Oh, it's such a pointless use of preemptive. It was just one book. It wasn't like I could have cast Valkyrie and failed. But the preemptive was too tantalizing. Look at how fast this text is. That text box, I have no idea. This went longer than expected because I switched to mashing circle too early. If I remember where... I know where escape is. Classic. Yeah, I know where escape is. Probably shouldn't have removed their locations from my notes. Bam. Dang, last time. That had the makings of the perfect Cecilia. Said Doofed it. You can't just hold right, get the turbo on there, because it won't select the pocket watch. Be nice. Frig, we're taking Jack with us. Frig. Jack. Now the fun begins. This is the familiar fun, though. Not the new fun. Didn't feel like I went up. Trust your instincts. Alright, first encounter. Hit him. Not so good him. Chomsky, no. Nope. Nope. Gotta stop Chomsky from scratching his face. There we go. Perfect. Mostly. Bum bum bum. Doopy doopy doopy. That's like the failure switch. What was loud? Did I make a noise? Did you hear the counting? Can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me? Oh, okay. Game is loud? Too loud? Okay. Can't hear me. Okay, good. I said some terrible stuff. Use the capuche for anything? No. Four minutes ahead. Pretty good, pretty good. How far we're ahead? Well, assuming we don't die to Boomerang, which is a distinct possibility. And somewhat likely. We're using the pseudo-safe strats for Boomerang 3 this time. Still a good chance of dying. We'll be fine, right, Chomsky? And fans of No Ace might be like, wait a minute. Why is Boomerang 3 the... Why is Boomerang 3 the next split? Why is that split so far away? What they're all saying. You will see. You will see. It's not as far as you think. Well, we need to get to the part where Little and Big Endian matter. I still haven't figured out the best way. Should I even bring up Little and Big Endian, or just say this first byte represents the smaller number of the 2-byte value, and the second value represents the bigger part of the 2-byte value? I think if I start going into Endians, I don't know. Might be going too far in a few places. Also, I could totally screw up this next section. That's also a way to die. I practiced it a lot, so... should be fine. Quantum computing. Run is basically quantum computing. Kakushite. Kakushite. Because the optimal time to explain stuff is when I am too focused to explain stuff. Is another issue. I have to not make any mistakes. I have to not get messy. But if I explain it beforehand, it'll all be gobbledygook. In summation, I don't know how good of a marathon run this would be. I'll need someone on the couch, like, with a cue card reading from it while I'm doing stuff. I guess Bowser's skip is still a threat at the backup. I'd like to not fail Bowser's skip so I can see how much time we save on this split. So, yeah, a lot of things can... This is the make or break portion of the run segment. Just skip it. Bowser's skip. That'll ruin everything though. Technically there is a Bowser's skip. That requires a mole. Rudy being an Adelheid. Which takes way too much. Of course, there is a minute and 15 seconds of me holding down a button doing nothing else. That would be decent place to explain things, but it'd be while there's a noise constantly being spammed, the screen flashing. Alright. Managed to avoid drowning. So I guess I could set it up like starting here. So we're moving both Rudy and this party of Jack and Cecilia to Mountain Pass because we're going to recruit Hollow Man, and to do the setup we need Rudy to get past the guards. To do that, we need two parties there, or a Gimmel coin, but since we don't have a Gimmel coin, we get the two parties there. So that's the reason Jack and Cecilia are going. They don't actually need to pass otherwise for this to... And we want Jack to enter first to set up the guard skip, so we have him slightly in front of Rudy. We're gonna set the guard skip here. Jack's hitbox will still exist even though you won't see him when Rudy enters, and we're going to use this hitbox to cancel the bounce back the guards give you so that Rudy can get past them. This is so that we don't have to actually beat Bowser, which would then set the flag that we can get past this. So like so, get past the guards by canceling the bounce back with Jack's hitbox, and now we're going to pick up a lighter. And the game assumes you have a full party when you pick up the lighter, and as part of getting a tool or force power, it reduces your party to 0 and then rebuilds it. But because I didn't have a complete party, the game kind of gets confused. And now I corrupted Cecilia. See, there's way too much going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I can... what time is it? So, the game gets confused, and now I have 4 people in my party. One of them being the Hollow Man. Maybe avert your eyes from... So right now we're unequipping a memory value because Hollow Man doesn't point to an actual character, it points to arbitrary memory. And the memory value we're pointing to is being interpreted as equipment. But because the memory value keeps getting written with a new value every time we unequip, we can repeatedly unequip. And because it's not recognizing it as an actual item, it's getting added to my inventory as a unique stack. So this is quickly filling every slot in the inventory that I'll need for the setup for item generation. And that's not the only thing we'll be doing with the 4-party Hollow Man. Just a little bit more and our inventory should be full. So how item generation works is you move an item to the final slot in your inventory, and we're going to move Small Flower, and we're going to unequip 2 more times, and this will increment the item ID by 2, so now we have the Ocarina. Now we want to do something else. We're going to cure Rudy of some stats, and this is, yeah, there's a way I can possibly. Funky stuff is happening. We're setting some story flags by modifying the memory through various things here. Yeah, I have no idea how commentary on this run could possibly work. Did I switch to Cecilia? I didn't switch. That's fine. It's not exactly fine, but it's fine enough. Ideally, we switch to Cecilia, but I always forget to do that. Because now we can't actually switch to Cecilia. Because the game thinks I can't switch to her right now. And now we're gonna bonk our way down to Malama. Just catch the lip there. So we're gonna do some more item generation here. We're gonna use the shop, so it's a lot easier to do the item generation because we can buy a bunch of items at the same time to increment item counts a lot faster. Sell some stuff just so that... How much inventory do we have? We're gonna fill up the inventory by buying a couple things. So now we have a full inventory again. First things first, we're gonna move Bilberry down because we're gonna transform it into 4 Revive, and we're gonna do that by buying 5 antidotes. And now we don't have any heal berries, so now we can use it for item generation. So next thing is power apples, where we gotta buy a bunch of stuff, so by 97, 97, we can't actually go to 9 and 16. And that transforms the power apples into small flowers. And next we want to do this. That's wrong, we gotta buy one more. One more. Gemini Circuit's out right below. I did the math wrong. Yeah. And here... You have to do some math on the fly, because some things don't work the way you would expect them to. Sometimes you can buy 98, some buy 99. There's goat dolls. But we don't have pinwheels, so we're gonna have to go with 2, 2, and 4. That gets us a Sheriff Star there, and this will get us a Gimmel coin by buying 12. Ideally, yeah, pinwheels, but it doesn't always work out that way. If we had switched to Cecilia, we can stopwatch out of here. So just waste it. Oh, Yerdo! Next, we're gonna Ocarina of Bounds down here, the Isolated Guild. And we create 3 crest graphs from the item generation. So we can bind 3 spells here. Gonna get invisible, which we need to traverse Kadingle and also the ocean without getting encounters. Randomizer, do all the damage we need. And since we're going through a lot of Kadingle, we're gonna get at least 1 encounter, so we're gonna bind High Blast to take care of the encounters. You may have noticed that I didn't actually buff Cecilia's stats all the way yet, and I also didn't buff Jack at all. But their stats have actually been increased to max from the hollow memory manipulation. Well, Cecilia's sorcery stat has been maxed, and Jack's vitality and strength. We do have to do a bit of buffing on Cecilia still. And we go to Kadingle, and a part of the Hall memory manipulation was unlocking Kadingle. Alright. So we want to buff Cecilia's luck to best from worst. Also increase her response by a bunch, but she can go in front. You notice her vitality is 0, so she's a glass cannon right now. So for Boomerang 3, we're going to equip Cecilia Sheriff Star. You're going to notice that she has 2,000 MP. If we equip a Goat Doll and she gets revived, that will go away. We also have to unequip the Heal Berry because that'll make her weak to Luciad. And we're going to have Rudy use a 4 revive, Jack guard, he'll use random. Since Cecilia doesn't have a Goat Doll equipped, he can die. Since Jack's vitality was set to 999, he actually survives all the physical attacks while he's guarding, so he's kind of a tank. And Rudy's just there to revive Cecilia in case she dies. But because she has Sheriff Star, she absorbs a lot of Luciad's attacks. So she isn't as likely to die as you might think. Thank you, Uru. Going okay so far. So far, so good. My fastest strats are only use 4 or 5 after Cecilia's already died, but it's kind of extremely risky, because you can get into a very bad position really quickly if you do that. Alright, that's Luciad down. So I'm going to switch to not using 4 revive with Rudy now that Luciad's dead, since I don't have to worry about her dying quite as much, since he only has single target attacks. So it's 1 in 3 chances of Cecilia dying. And worst case, I just have to revive her next turn. And that's Boomerang down. So because I didn't switch to Cecilia, I'm actually in danger. There's a same map in this dungeon that if you mess up too bad, you get stuck. So normally you'd use the stopwatch, but because we forgot to switch to Cecilia, we can't use the stopwatch. And we also can't use the teardrop to see where we are out of bounds. So I'm just gonna have to do it first try and not mess up. Or if I mess up, catch myself quickly, so that I can recover. But it's a pretty tight window that you can actually recover. I'm going to use invisible now so it wears off earlier. That was a mistake. That was a bad idea. That's fine. Everything's fine. Nope. There we go. So, invisible out of bounds type of stuff. At all. This bodes well. So when we get encounters, that's why we bind High Blast. $420. There we go. And yeah, Rudy's poisoned, so forever red flashing. If you get this quickly, it saves a lot of time, guys. Probably still save time. So I want to use invisibility now so that it wears off when we go to do the next out of bounds, even though there's no encounters in this room. We'll probably get one more encounter because I had to futz around too much. Yeah, I had to turn up my screen's brightness a lot to see the shadow, because the tile set blends the shadow really well. But yeah, even when you can't see the shadow, it's really hard because of all the stuff that kicks up as well. The last encounter. And this next room is where I need to get it first try, otherwise we might be screwed. So we gotta get this same map, not get stuck if we mess it up. We're gonna use the left-right wall so we can align ourselves so we know where we are out of bounds. We did it! We don't have to give up hope just yet. And we set the Alzad 2 flag to be defeated. Go past him. No, we don't want... Nope. Now we can. So, we're going to Malduke. So we still have to beat all Malduke, so we still got a lot of the game left. But wait a minute. Why are we going down? We should be going up if we're going to Malduke. Oh my god! So yeah, hollow memory manipulation can set the flag that Zeke 2Vi appears, so this will just trigger as soon as you hit the portal. Did you buy it? I bought it, and I knew. I'm me. So, Sheriff Star gives Cecilia immunity to all status effects, and immunity from instant death, and absorbs proton beams damage. So Zeke Tuvai got very little on Cecilia. One thing he does have is that his regular attacks will still do damage. So if I am in danger of dying, I will have to heal myself with a full revive if my other party members aren't there to heal me. Zeke Tuvai is really slow, so everyone will go before him. That's 2. Otherwise, it's classic. 5 successful randomizers will kill, minus however many high heals he does. Jack and Rudy are just there to take hits. Yep, you're just on time, Rudy. It's gonna be a really short stream. I assumed I would die to Boomerang at least once. We don't really care that Rudy survives. No offense. Sleep. Won't work on me. Technically could work on Jack and Rudy, but happened not to. And is that it? Is that it? Got him! Yep, that's the new No Ace Unrestricted world record. Beat my old time by a little bit. Yeah, it's a very interesting run. I like that it kind of cuts out a lot of the fat. It does make it a basically half prologue run, similar to No Ace, or Ace rather. But it has Boomerang, it has Zeke Tuvai, so kinda, who cares about Zeke Fried and Mother Fried? As full Kadingle, or full party Kadingle, which is more interesting than just doing the camera switches to go to the final rooms that regular No Ace has. I kind of like the Kadingling, and I managed to do the same map without failing, which was a concern because I didn't have the stopwatch. So if I did fail that, I would have had to escape. So I don't know the way. Thank you, thank you. This wasn't the perfect run. A, I didn't switch to Cecilia when I was supposed to, so I did lose some time there. But not as much as I could have if I failed stuff. Cecilia's prologue kind of sucked because I accidentally bound Analyze instead of Valkyrie. Oh yeah. I could do way better prologues. It'd be hard to get sub 1, probably. This run, you know, first one out the barrel, so... Yeah, I did fail a little bit. Yeah, we can beat this. I'll do some more runs of this. I want to figure out some more stuff, see if there's a better route through Kadingle. Because I'm not sure how much research we did with full party Kadingle before Hollow Man made a full party non-existent for a while. So potentially a better route through Kadingle. So I'm gonna look into that a bit. I like the Boomerang 3 and Zeke 2 strats. I think spamming 4 revive you probably have to do, even though I don't like it. Because as soon as things don't go the way you want, with not using 4 revive every turn, you're pretty much screwed. So I think we'll have to keep spamming 4 revive. I'll see if I can get it so you don't. I have a very related to this. Sure. What up, Brutix? Yasumi. I think it's setting us up. Are you watching Birdie Wing? Right after this, no. I'll check. I'll try to remember. Aaron finished it? Nice. Did you like it? Did you hate it? You liked it? We know Nerm's like... What anime does Nerm like? Like, caught up? Isn't it over? Or is there still episodes to go? Golf. I am always curious about how to make golf interesting. Ongoing. So I will, I owe it to myself and my golf curiosity. And also tricking, or being party to tricking people to watch it in the first place. And by people, I mean you. Yeah, for the hollow memory manipulation, I didn't really get to explain it that well. So my understanding of it is, when you get a fourth party member, it kind of wraps around to be right above the first character, and then it uses the next 2 bytes for whatever reason to determine where the fourth party member is pointing at. So by default, it's 52 bytes above Rudy, which is the size of character data. And then it uses Rudy's tool index, which it sets to 255 or max, which is why it's wrapped all the way around, as well as Rudy's status, which also gets set to 255, which is why he gets set with every status. So it uses those 2 bytes in little endian order, so his tool index is the first byte, so it's the less significant byte. So that's your granular control. By moving the tool cursor to the left, you're basically decrementing that byte by 1. So doing that moves the hollow position up by 52 bytes, which is the size of a character. So you can move through 52 by 255 bytes of memory using that tool index. And then the second byte is Rudy's status effects. So you can cure him of different statuses to basically flip bits in that byte to 0. And I use Pinwheel, Toy Hammer, and Holy Symbol to flip the 4th, 2nd, and 4th, 3rd, and 2nd to last to 0. And what that does is it moves the 4th party member's memory window way further up because it's orders of magnitude more, since it's the more significant byte. So I haven't calculated what space of memory you actually get access to through that, but theoretically it would be the unsigned size of a 16-bit integer, which is 65535. Times 52. So 65535 times 52. So you have a space of 3,407,820 bytes of access to memory, aka 3.4 kilobytes ish. So you have access to a lot of memory, but all goes up from the character data, and a lot of important stuff is stored underneath the character data, including character data itself. So for instance, you can't modify your character stats except through weird things by selecting different tool indexes. You also, for some reason, set Cecilia and Jack stats. Not quite sure why. Not sure why a lot of this stuff works, but it does for some reason. you do get access to a lot of memory, and so the first thing I did was find the general area where story flags are stored, and then found which status effect area the story flags are, and it turns out when you use Pinwheel, Toy Hammer, and Holy Symbol, you go to the section of memory that has all the story flags, and then you can just move the tool index to the section of memory that has the story flag you want. Now, you don't have arbitrary ability to manipulate memory through hollow memory manipulation, because it interprets that section of memory as a character. So you can only modify it in ways that you would be able to modify a character. Excluding healing its HP and MP. If you try to heal the HP or MP, you'll instead heal the third party member's HP and MP, so you can't actually affect that. But you can affect sorcery stat, strength stat, vitality stat, and response stat using apples. That tends to have other consequences because you're interacting with the character menu in a weird way, which causes, for instance, you unable to select Cecilia and Rudy when I did the 4 power apples to set Kadingle to be unlocked. You can also unequip items, and what unequip does is it sets 2 bytes from whatever values they were to 255, 255, so the max values for both bytes. The first byte is the item ID of the item, so it doesn't use 0 because 0 is Healberry. So instead, to indicate it's an empty item, it uses 255, which is handy because when we are trying to set story flags, we usually want to set them to be on instead of off. So that comes in handy. And it also sets a second byte that occurs right after the byte in memory that's for the equipment ID. And that seems to be the equipment status, whether an item is equipped or not. Seems redundant, but it's there for some reason. That also gets set to 255. So equipment is the best thing to have aligned with the story flag, because you can just unequip and immediately set every flag to active. And the other way to interact with the character data is using the auto battle index, which we do to set Zeke Tuvai to appear, where the first index of auto battle is 0, goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, and onwards. And we want to set the specific byte to 1, so we set the Hollow's auto battle to second option, which allows Zeke Tuvai to appear. That's how hollow memory manipulation works in this party, in this category at least. And that's why this game, or this category, is impossible to do in a marathon without someone just reading a bunch of cue cards behind me. Yeah, so that's a good point. So I'm assuming because of character data differences, the space between character data and the story flag data is not the same between the Japanese and English versions. And the difference is also not a multiple of 52, which means that character data aligns differently with the flags. And when I was first looking into this English, and a lot of the flags I used to set, like Kadingle, I couldn't unlock Kadingle, and I couldn't set Zeke Tuvai to appear. Those things were inaccessible in English. The best I could do was set Lady Harkin to be defeated, but you just have to go to Arctic Castle and leave to unlock Kadingle. But Japanese version is way better since you can go straight to Kadingle without worrying about unlock. Skipping the entirety of Malduke by setting Zeke Tuvai to appear. So, at least for No Ace Unrestricted, this is clearly a better version, not just because of text differences, because there are actual significant differences in the route itself. And I usually don't care about the language differences, I'll just run usually English, but try to run Japanese just to have fun and see the different times. But because the routes are significantly different, I don't think I'll do No Ace Unrestricted using this method for English, since it's not as good of a category with story flags it has available to it. What I am going to look into is a platinum run, where a lot of the story flags I used in this run wouldn't necessarily be applicable to a platinum run because you need to do certain things to get trophies that, for instance, unlocking Zeke Tuvai would prevent. And you might not want to skip Lady Harken 3 because getting the Courage Rune is part of getting the Hope Rune. The question is, and something I haven't decided on, is for a platinum run, it kind of feels like it's against the spirit to use hollow memory manipulation to unlock trophies. Like, theoretically, I still haven't determined if this is true, but if the emulator is just looking at memory values and seeing if this memory value gets set to 1, unlock the trophy, because that means they did this, which I'm not sure how else the emulator would determine how to give you the trophy or not. And if theoretically you could use hollow memory manipulation to just unlock a bunch of trophies, I feel like that would be against the spirit of a platinum category, so I think I'd want to ban doing that. I wouldn't ban hollow memory manipulation outright. Probably have some sort of source requirement for the trophies, so you have to get trophies the intended way, I guess, which is a weird phrase because you could argue none of this is intended, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah, I will definitely experiment to see if you can get trophies all memory. I assume it has to work that way, because otherwise, what's the emulator doing? Does it have like weird hooks directly into the game somehow? Maybe, I don't know. But I assume the easiest way would just be to be looking at memory. But I ain't no scientist. Yeah, thanks to other Wild Arms runners. Cliving did some research when the Japanese version first came out on PS4 and kind of saw that some 4P shenanigans were available. Uru also, lots of research into the 4-party stuff. My experience with looking into memory and my understanding of the subject made me the person to look into the specific hollow memory manip stuff, but they helped with a lot of other stuff there, and Uru also kind of helped with some route stuff. He discovered setting the index to 2 and 3, or 254 and 253 on the initial 4-party Hollow Man buff Cecilia and Jack, so that actually saves a lot of time because there's a lot less mashing. That also gets Cecilia her 2000 MP, which means she doesn't have to use magic carrots ever. And of course, Uru initially found item generation, which this category is heavily reliant on, and as soon as I saw that from Claving's videos that inventory could get filled from 4-party Hollow Man, I was like rubbing my hands together. I'm not sure if this song gets DMCA'd. I usually mute it and play Footprints from Alter Code F. Now we'll see how powerful Hollow Man memory manipulation is to unlocking trophies. It might be ridiculous, it might not be, I don't know. I'll do some experimentation. Also, I think this route is pretty solid, but again, I want to figure out some stuff, see if we can... And execution-wise, this run was good in spots, not good in other spots. I messed up a lot. So, I think sub 1 is a decent goal. It's not a grind forever goal, it's a reasonable one. I don't think I'm going forever grinding on this category. Want to get the... You gotta get that sub 1, you're so close, you're so close. Hey, hey! I could do a quick after-party thing, actually. Actually, I don't have any good saves. I'll have to switch accounts. I can do something. I can do something. They're doing something. I don't know that theme. I'd probably recognize if I heard it. Probably famous. I have heard that name a lot. Hey, Chomsky. Chomsky only tried to scratch his face once. Good boy. Mostly because it's nap time. I'll give you a good... Did you know carrot contains more juice? I'm assuming not baby carrot. That's interesting. Also, I'm not sure if that's real. I could see that being real, huh? Sure, why not? What is juice? Water? Oh, it's got gelatin in it. Not just flavored water. It's probably like 95% flavored water. 99%. Do they still need horse hooves to make gelatin, or did they find some way to synthesize? I assume they've been able to synthesize gelatin at this point. Wow, that doesn't say what I'm version. All right, after party time. We gotta switch accounts though.